Assalamu alaikum dear students. So as we had already started chapter number 14, that is semiconductors. So in the previous video lecture I had explained you regarding the semiconductors, its classification, that is semiconductor are divided in two categories. This is nothing but intrinsic semiconductor and extrinsic semiconductor. Then intrinsic semiconductor is a kind of pure semiconductor. The form of pure semiconductor is nothing but called as intrinsic semiconductor. Then in that we had seen that here the number of hole, it will be equivalent to number of electron, that is the intrinsic semiconductor. For example, gallium and silicon, germanium and silicon. So this is the kind of semiconductor. Then further, this extrinsic semiconductor is divided into the two type, that is N type and P type. Here N stand for negative type and P stand for positive. So this is the negative type and this is the positive type. Now extrinsic semiconductor. See, intrinsic semiconductor is a pure form of semiconductor. It is called intrinsic. So what will be the extrinsic semiconductor? That is nothing but impure semiconductor. So N type of semiconductor, when a pentavalent impurity is added to a pure semiconductor, so it will become N type of the semiconductor. For example, phosphorus, arsenide, antimony and all. Then why it is called negative? Because see, basically semiconductor is a tetravalent, and when we are going to add a pentavalent impurity, so it will, in the overall crystal, electron will remain, that is nothing but called as N type of the semiconductor. Then this N type of the semiconductor is a donor impurity, and here the number of electron will be much greater than number of hole. This is what we had already studied in the previous video lecture. So then P type of the semiconductor, when a trivalent impurity is added to the pure semiconductor, so it will become positive type. For example, boron, aluminium, indium. Then this is the donor impurity, and here number of hole will be much greater than number of electron. So this in exam you may ask like distinguish between N type and P type. So you, in this form, you can distinguish between N type and the P type of the semiconductor. So this is all regarding the our previous video lecture. Now in today's video lecture we had to study 14.6 point, that is nothing but p-n junction. Now we had already seen what is P type of the semiconductor and N type of the semiconductor. Now what is p-n junction? So basically, by the word like p-n junction, so when N type and P type semiconductor materials are fused together, a p-n junction is formed. Okay, when P type and N type semiconductor materials are fused together, so a p-n junction is formed. A p-n junction shows many interesting properties, and it is the basis of almost all modern electronic devices. So here this diagram shows a schematic structure of p-n junction. Now in this p-n junction we will see diffusion. Now diffusion, what is the diffusion? When an N type and a P type semiconductor materials are fused together, initially the number of electron in N side of the junction is very large but obvious compared to the P type of the semiconductor. The same is true for the number of holes electron on P side and on N side. Yes, thus the density of the carriers on both sides is different, and a large density gradient exists on both sides of p-n junction. This density gradient causes migration of electrons from N side to the P side of the junction. They fill up the holes in N type materials and produce negative ions. So when the electrons from the n side of the junction migrate to the p side, they leave behind positively charged donor ions on the n side effectively. Now holes from the p side migrate into the n region. So as a result, in the p type region near the junction, they are negatively charged acceptor. There are positively charged donor sign. The transfer of electron and holes across the p-n junction is called diffusion. So this is all regarding the diffusion. The extent up to which the electron and the holes can diffuse across the junction depends on the density of the donor and acceptor ions on the n side and p side respectively. Now here next to that we are having depletion layer. Now what is the depletion region? The diffusion of carrier across a junction and result accumulation of positive and negative charges across the junctions build a potential. Okay, so because of this, because of diffusion of the electron and the diffusion of the hole, it will create a potential. This potential difference is called potential barrier. Okay, then the magnitude of potential barrier for silicon is about 0.6 to 0.7 volt, and for germanium it is about 0.3 to 0.35 volt. You have to keep remember these values. This potential barrier always exists in even if the device is not connected to any external power source. It prevents continuous diffusion of carrier across the junction. So what is the work of a potential barrier difference? It prevents continuous diffusion of the carrier across the junction. So state of electrostatic equilibrium is thus reached across the junction. Now free charge carrier cannot be present in a region where there is a potential barrier. The region on either side of a junction therefore becomes completely devoid of any carriers. This region across the p-n junction where there are no charge is called depletion region. This part, this is called the depletion layer or depletion region. Okay, so this diagram shows the potential barrier and depletion layer. Now the potential across the junction and width of the potential barrier can be controlled. This is very interesting and useful property of a p-n junction. The n side near the boundary of a p-n junction, this boundary of a p-n junction becomes positive with respect to p side because it has lost electron and the p side has lost holes. Thus the presence of impurity ions on both sides of the junction establish an electric field across this region such that the n side is at a positive voltage related to p side. So here in this diagram you can see here it shows the electric field thus produced. Now biasing a p-n junction. So as a result of a potential barrier across depletion region, charge carrier requires some extra energy to overcome the barrier. A suitable voltage needs to be applied to the junction externally so that these charge carriers can overcome the potential barrier and move across the junction. So here this diagram shows two possibilities of applying this external voltage across the junction. So in this diagram, this diagram shows a p-n junction connected in a electric circuit where p region, this is the p region, is connected to the see, this is the actually this is the, it should be P, so it should be positive, and it is N, so it should be negative. In your textbook there is a printing mistake. See this thing, that is, yes, here you can see the P region is connected to the positive terminal of the battery. See, this is nothing but, this part is nothing but the schematic diagram of the battery, as this is, I had already explained you in current electricity. So see, this larger line is the positive terminal of the battery and this smaller line is the negative terminal of the battery. So as you can see, the P region is connected to the positive terminal of the battery and the N region is connected to the negative terminal of the battery, as it is shown in this diagram, or the external voltage. This external voltage effectively opposes the built-in potential of the junction. So the width of the potential barrier is thus reduced. Also, negative charge carrier, that is electron from N region, are pushed towards the junction. A similar effect is experienced by positive charge carrier, that is holes in the P region, and they are pushed toward the junction. See why this is happening. See, negative terminal is connected to the N side and the positive terminal is connected to the P positive side. So because of this, positive will repel each other, negative will also repel each other. That is what, like charges will repel each other. So what will happen here, the electron in the N region will be pushed towards the junction, and similarly the hole in the P region will be pushed towards the junction. So what will happen here, both the charge carrier thus find it easy to cross over the barrier and yes, and contribute towards the electric current. Such arrangement of a p-n junction is an electric circuit is called forward bias. So when will you say it is a forward bias? When positive side, that is a P side will be connected to the positive terminal of the battery and N side will be connected to the negative terminal of the battery. So this circuit will be called as forward bias. Okay, now this diagram, this is the second diagram. Here if you observe, the positive side will connect it to the negative terminal of the battery, and similarly this positive, that is N type, that is the negative type, will connect it to the positive terminal of the battery. See, the larger line is at N side and the smaller line, that is the negative terminal of the battery, is connected to the P side of the semiconductor. So this kind of the circuit arrangement will be called as reverse bias. Okay, so now what will happen here, as you can see here, this diagram shows the other possibility where a P region is connected to the negative terminal and N region is connected to the positive terminal. See, of the external sources, this external voltage effectively adds to the built-in potential of the junction. So the width of potential barrier is thus increased. See what will happen here, positive is connected to the negative type and here this P type is connected at the negative terminal of the battery and this N side is connected to the positive terminal of the battery. Now what will happen here, positive negative will attract each other. Similarly here, positive negative will attract each other. So hole from the P side will be attracted toward the negative terminal of the battery. Similarly, the electron in the N region will be attracted toward the positive terminal of the battery. So what will happen here? This depletion region will be increases. Yes. Also the negative charge carrier, that is electron from the n region, are pulled away from the junction. Similar effect is experienced by the positive charge carrier, that is holes in the p region, and they are pulled away from the junction. So both the charge carriers thus find it very difficult to cross over the barrier, this barrier, and thus do not contribute towards the electric current. Such arrangement of a p-n junction is an electric circuit is called reverse bias. So this is called as reverse bias. What is reverse bias? When the n side is connected to the positive terminal and p side is connected to the negative terminal of the external source. So this is the reverse bias. When p side is connected to the positive terminal and when n side is connected to the negative terminal, so this kind of the circuit arrangement will be called as forward bias. Negative negative say, positive positive, so it will be forward bias, otherwise reverse bias. So don't get confused, you just remember any one of the connection, otherwise it will be opposite of that. Okay, so therefore when used in forward bias mode, a p-n junction allows a large current to flow across. This current is normally of the order of a few milliampere, that is 10 raised to of minus 3 ampere. A reverse bias p-n junction on other hand carries a very small current, that is normally a few microampere, that is about 10 raised to of minus 6 ampere. So a p-n junction can thus used as a one-way switch or a gate in an electric circuit. It conducts easily in forward bias and act as an open switch in reverse bias. So when this p-n junction p-n junction act as a open switch when it is worked in reverse bias, otherwise as a closed switch it will be worked as, when it will be worked in forward bias it will be closed circuit, and when it is in reverse bias it will be called as open switch. Now there are some features of depletion region, that is number 1, it is formed by diffusion of electrons from n region to the p region. This leaves positively charged ion in the n region. Second, the p region accumulates electron, that is negative charge, and n region accumulates the hole, that is positive charges. Number 3, the accumulation of charge on either sides of the junction results in forming a potential barrier and prevents flow of charges. Number 4, there are no charges in this region. Which region? In the depletion region. The depletion region has higher potential on the n side and lower potential on the p side of the junction. So these are the 5 features of the depletion region that you have to keep in your mind. So let's stop here.